Hey, everybody, welcome back to the AI Outcomes podcast. So in today's episode, we are going to deep dive into innovations using AI in customer services. So I've got one demo of Agentic AI that's going to blow your mind. Then you're going to hear from Greg Jackson, CEO of Octopus Energy, describing their super fast implementation of their AI large language model. You're going to also learn about one of the first generative AI chatbots that's launched by Vodafone for their sub-brand VOXI. Then you'll hear from Toyota themselves, with them showcasing their new AI agent, which is called Buddy. And you'll hear from two members of Lufthansa's customer services team about how they're handling massive customer interaction volumes using their new AI agents. And finally, you're going to hear all about O2's Daisy, which is the name for their AI granny chatbot, which they've created to waste scammers' time. So it'll be a fun way to round out this episode. So let's get into this. I mean, if you just look at the history of customer services, it was all contact centers and phone calls. I spent a bunch of my time in my career, indeed, helping customers outsource their contact centers. And it used to be all calls, then it was SMS and messaging, then it was WhatsApp, and then email was kind of always in the mix. And then you saw the rise of the chatbot. Now, the problem with those early chatbots is they were horrible to deal with, and still most of them, if you ever get the opportunity when you've got a query or a problem you're trying to rectify, and the customer says, or the company in question says, hey, use our chatbot, you're just kind of like running a mile and wanting to find an actual human being to talk to. But that was before generative AI technologies were underpinning those chatbots. So I'll show you the AI agents. It's just phenomenal. And so I was looking around the kind of industry and like, where can I get like a demo that is not too technical in nature, that shows what agentic AI is. And agentic AI is quite a strange term, I find, but really it just means having an AI agent. And I'll show you a really great example. It's from an AI customer experience firm called Cognigy, and there's a great demo video from Philip Helsvig showing their new AI agents. Let me play the video, and I think you're going to find this pretty mind-blowing.
Hi, Phil. This is Anna, an Agentic AI agent from Cognigy. I got a notification that I should give you a call about Agentic AI. What can I do for you?
Hey, Anna. Thanks for calling. Before we get started, could you remind me what's so special about Agentic AI?
Absolutely. I'm not just your typical service bot. I can reason and make decisions to reach your goals, independently handle tasks, and use multiple tools to achieve the best results.
That sounds fantastic. Hey, I'd like to do a quick demo for our customers, but I'm a little busy right now. I'll call you back in a minute, all right?
Sounds like a plan. Talk to you again soon. Hi, Phil. Shall we now get started with the demo?
Sounds great. Let's do a demo where I order some travel insurance from my current provider.
Sure. Let me just hand you over to an AI agent who is specialized in insurance.
Hi, Phil. This is Sam, your insurance support AI agent. I hear you would like to purchase travel insurance. Could you please let me know where you will be traveling?
Yeah, that'd be for a trip to the US next week.
Sure, let me check that for you. Before I send you the offer, I just need to verify your identity. Can you please read the code that I've just sent to you via SMS?
Sure, that's 23056.
Great, thanks. I verified you. You should now receive a link where you can see your personalized offer. Please feel free to take a look at it while I stay on the line. Perfect. The medium package is a popular choice. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, thanks. That was perfect. Could I talk to Anna again, please?
Sure. Nice talking to you, Phil. Have a good day.
Hey, Phil. Hope the demo with Sam went well. What else can I help you with?
Yeah, just one more thing. Sprichst du auch Deutsch?
Ja, natürlich. Ich spreche mehr als 100 Sprachen.
Let's try one more. Nihongo mo hanasimasu ka?
もちろん日本語も話せますよ。
Thank you. I'll call back a little bit later.
So very,
that
very
was Agentic
clever
AI
stuff
in action
from Cognigy's founder there. Really good, wasn't it? The way that the AI agents are handing off to one another, and you can train the AI agents to be super knowledgeable in a very narrow field, and they can just hand off with each other. And we'll see another demo later with them handing off to an actual human agent as well. That's over at Toyota. So thank you to Cognigy for that video. And indeed, there's the two reference cases I'm going to share with you also from Cognigy. So well done to them. Awesome, awesome technology. So let's just take a step back. So that's like the latest in AI agents, right? Now, I first saw the kind of whole concept of AI being used in customer services. It was probably last year, so 2023, when Octopus Energy, the pretty big energy company, they started using AI and publicized that with to help with email, answering kind of customer service email. So Octopus Energy is a global clean energy tech business driving affordable green energy systems of the future. Under its own retail brand, Octopus delivers world-class customer service and cutting-edge energy products to 7.7 million households globally, and its operations span 18 countries. So it's a big company having to service lots and lots of customer services inquiries the whole time, right? And so Octopus Energy's CEO is a guy called Greg Jackson, and really interesting. I found a video which I'll play for you now, and I apologize for the sound quality, but I really want to stay true to this podcast being where you hear the voice of the actual end customer, because I think that's what we all need to be listening to, is listening to the customer. And Greg's talking about the first time he saw ChatGPT answering customer services queries during one of his kind of management meetings. So let's hear from Greg. And again, apologies for the sound quality. I've tried to enhance it, but jack up your volume for this one, because I want you to listen to Greg.
He did a demo of ChatGPT answering customer queries, and it was mind-blowing. And so we started programming by January of 2023. We had ChatGPT, or a variant of answering customer queries live by email. And by May, 45% of all the customer service emails we send are written by AI.
Yeah, and am I right in thinking customers are more satisfied with the AI responses than they are with the human ones?
This was the best thing, right? So we sat in the management meeting and I said, well, how's the AI going? And our brilliant operations director said, it's good, but it keeps making mistakes. I said, well, how many mistakes? And we took out the data. And at that point, our humans who were brilliant were getting a 65% satisfaction rate. And the AI is getting 85%. And so we just scaled it. And what's interesting, we've still got a human in the loop. So AI writes the email, and then a human can amend it, they can trash it, and we can just sign it off. But that.
So there we go. That's Greg Jackson talking about that super fast rollout that they did, from first being kind of mind blown, seeing ChatGPT answering those kind of example customer service queries. So what do they do? What they did is that Octopus Energy rolled out AI as a chatbot. It's a variant of ChatGPT, but initially they used human staff monitoring the AI email responses. And Greg referred to that, didn't he? He said that the human is still involved, but the large language model is creating a draft response to an incoming email inquiry. And I tried this out myself yesterday, and indeed, the AI was responding to me initially, and then it handed off to actually one of their actual human customer services agents. So AI is now handling a third of all customer emails. So how many people does that equal? That, well, they're saying, Octopus are saying that's performing the equivalent work of about 250 actual human customer service agents. So they still supervise those AI responses to ensure quality and accuracy. And so, for example, yesterday when I tried this out using, I sent them an email. The actual email didn't just ping straight back. There was a delay, maybe about 5 minutes went by, I think, something like that, before the email came back to me. So I felt as though it just wasn't one of those automated kind of just knee-jerk responses. So perhaps a human being is still checking it. But you can see how it's just making a customer service agent just so much more efficient, right? So let's look at some data points. Customer emails are answered by the AI are achieving an 80% satisfaction rate compared to 65% satisfaction rate for the human responses. And so anecdotally, I'm seeing that more and more, the AI in customer services, the customers preferring the AI versus the human. Of course, it's boosted productivity and taken away some burden from staff, and of course, then that brings us on to look the discussion that we will have on this podcast very openly, which is, well, okay, if this thing's now doing the work of 250 customer service agents, do we need quite so many customer service agents? Now, Octopus are saying that the use of AI will not lead to job losses within the company, and so that's great. But like we saw with the Klarna example from the last episode of AI Outcomes, no, maybe you don't just ditch people and cancel a bunch of job roles, but really, when you're hiring, are you going to be, when people leave, are you going to be replacing them? And that's the piece that I think we're going to see within the industry as a whole when it comes to AI. Now, that is not a criticism of Octopus, and it wasn't a criticism of Klarna. These are commercial companies. They have to be efficient. Otherwise, they will go out of business and they will lose market share, and that will be toast for them, right? And all of the people that work for them. But we will track it. We will track it on this podcast, the impact on actual humans as these technologies kind of disrupt and transform different kind of business lines. But customer services just feels like, yeah, when I first saw ChatGPT, I was like, it's obvious that this thing is going to start being disruptive to customer services. So if I go to next, kind of the next iteration, which is so Octopus were using AI to respond to emails. Then earlier this year, I saw Vodafone launch their first generative AI chatbot. Now, Vodafone have had a chatbot for probably 5 years now. I think it's called Toby or something for their big Vodafone or Vodacom brands, depending where you are. But that was like one of those just old school chatbots. Where now they launched something for VOXI, and VOXI by Vodafone, it's a mobile network that's owned by Vodafone, and it offers 5G enabled smartphone plans, right? And VOXI was created for people aged 25 years old and under. So that's their target market. So the brands, products, their customer experience, all the marketing have been created with that audience in mind. So I think that's really important context to understand about VOXI and then how they're approaching customer services. So they've got a loyalty program called VOXI Drop. It offers freebies and such as cinema tickets, protein packs, and candy kitten sweets. And given I'm not in the 25 years old and under bracket, I have no idea what candy kitten sweets are, but never mind. Anyway, let's get back to the chatbot. They launched their chatbot this year, 2024, to engage in a human-like interaction with their younger demographic customers. Very interesting. We'll hear from Beverley Bartlett, a quote from her that I wanted to share with you today. But yeah, if you take a look at the chatbot, it's not really too much different to look at VOXI Chat versus any other chatbot, right? But it's the way that they're getting this human-like interaction that was interesting. So they developed this in partnership with Accenture, and it's again similar to Octopus. It's powered by the ChatGPT framework, but these organizations are not just kind of implementing ChatGPT, are they? They have their own variant of it, their own guardrails around it, and it's all trained about them as a business, because ChatGPT is just a generalist, right? So they create a variant of ChatGPT and achieve that human-like experience, and that's what the large language model can achieve that the old school kind of chatbots just did not at all. They were just looking for they were looking out for words and terms and desperately trying to guess what you wanted from them. So let's take a look at a quote here from Beverley Bartlett, head of digital care at Vodafone Group. And Beverley says, "This technology not only brings more seamless experiences for customers, but also the potential for chatbots to become more fun by giving them personalities." In the right circumstances, Beverley goes on to say, they could even be brought into physical spaces such as retail spaces or hotels to help customers navigate their way around. So really interesting there around that customer engagement that they're now seeking to use the AI for. In terms of some challenges, initial rollout was limited to a small group of customers to identify and resolve issues. And they're emphasizing the emphasis on prioritizing customer benefits. So showing the benefit with a smaller group of customers before rolling out to a broader deployment. And I guess that's what they've done, because this was launched earlier on this year, 2024. Now let's move to the next iteration. So you've seen us go from it was all voice, then it was SMS, then it was WhatsApp, then it was the old chatbots, then AI large language models got involved, and now we're going to see a demo from Toyota of their new AI agent, which they've called Buddy. So check this out, and then I'll break out some of the data points for you.
Hello. Welcome to the Toyota Contact Center. I am your digital Toyota customer support agent. How may I help you today?
Hey buddy, when is my next due on inspection?
According to the telemetry data, your next inspection is due in 3,000 kilometers, or on April 20th, 2024 at the latest. Would you like to book a date for your next inspection?
Yes, please.
I can see in my records that your preferred dealership is Quantum Drive Automotive in Berlin. On what date and time would you like to bring in your car for inspection?
Next week, Wednesday, 4 p.m.
Good. Let me confirm. You want to book a time for an inspection at your dealership Quantum Drive Automotive on February 28, 2024, 4 p.m. Is this correct?
That's correct.
All right. I just sent you a confirmation about your inspection via SMS. Before we hang up, I am just seeing in your records that your leasing contract will expire soon. Would you like me to forward you to a call agent right now to discuss your leasing contract?
That would be great.
And just interrupting for a moment, especially for those who are not watching this podcast on video, the AI agent is now going to hand over to an actual human agent. So let me continue the video, but I just wanted to give you that context.
I will forward you now to a service agent on the phone. Please stay on the line.
Hi, Peter. This is Michael. I'm your Toyota service agent. Thank you for calling. How are you today?
Hi, Michael. Fine. The bot told me that I have to renew my leasing contract.
Yeah, exactly. I can see that you have already booked a service date at your preferred dealer. And you should have received the confirmation by SMS, did you?
Yes, it just came in.
Perfect. As you already mentioned, your leasing contract is about to expire, and I can see that you would like to extend it for another 3 years. So the only thing you need to decide is which leasing option you want. I can offer two options. The first one is the classic option with basic insurance for €329 per month. And the second one is the Plus package, which I usually recommend to families, since you have a better coverage in any case. And it's only €399 per month. So which option are you interested in?
Yeah, based on the situation that we had a newborn, I would take the family covering one. I think that's the best option for us.
Great choice. Okay, I will send you an offer by email then, so you can have a look when it suits you.
Great.
Is there anything else in the meantime I can do for you?
No, I think I will call my BZ for X buddy here again if I have any other question. Thank you.
All right. We're here for you all the time. Thank you, Peter.
So there you see Toyota demonstrating their AI buddy, and you saw that handoff between the bot and the actual customer agent there. So this is Toyota. They're training their AI agents for scalable phone and chat support across, I guess, multiple use cases. The high volumes of repetitive customer requests during peak times were just overwhelming service agents. So, and vehicle owners were ignoring dashboard warning lights and failing to seek timely services, and this was leading to a whole bunch of kind of downstream problems. So what I think is most interesting is that the chatbot is integrating voice, then it's sending SMS, and then they're integrating selling new products. So they're going from identifying, okay, this call's about actually booking in a service, and then they're saying, hey, but do you have any insurance that you need? And then it's transferring to the human agent to talk about insurance products. So you can see that there's now revenue generating opportunities now being driven by the customer services process. So really interesting use case there from Toyota. I think I'm going to go next into show you what Lufthansa are doing. Again, thank you to Cognigy for these customer videos. And shout out to them. I don't want to platform technology providers per se, but if they're actually showing their end customers speaking, then I want to show that to you because I think that's valid. So really, really great. But here we go. So let's talk about Lufthansa. And I've got two people to show speaking who actually work in Lufthansa's customer services team. So first, we're going to hear from Nick Allgaier. He is a project manager for digital assistants. And I'm going to play you a clip of Nick talking about the volume that Lufthansa as an airline experience around customer services. This is what I feel most people don't appreciate. So let's hear about the volume, and then of course you're going to start thinking to yourself, of course, AI coping with that volume, that's going to be potentially super helpful. Let's hear from Nick.
Figures. So it's fair to say that 2023 was our most successful year in conversational AI. We saw round about 10 million conversations, and we had days where we saw 260,000 conversations in one single day. And over the year, we had about 400,000 people that we only displayed flight alternatives to. On top of that, 120,000 that decided to rebook their flight using our chat assistant. 75,000 people decided to get a refund for their tickets. We added 4 new languages to one of our chat assistants. We added 1 new airline, and we integrated into a new channel. And the last 2 days, we hit some more all-time highs. So yesterday or the day before, we saw that there were 10,000 concurrent chats, or a little more than 10,000 concurrent chats, 7,200 messages per minute, and up to 100 requests per second. So that was part of our peak load. And we can tell you that can work out, yes, indeed.
So that's Nick talking about some phenomenal volumes and Nick's using their term, I guess, conversational AI, and they're fielding 10 million customer conversations per year. So their peak day, I think he said, was 260,000 conversations in a single day. And of course, the customer service kind of interaction when it comes to an airline, like when have you ever called an airline? You only call when it's an emergency, right? You're going to miss your flight, some life events happened. And so another data point he shared there was they have now had 120,000 flight rebookings via the chat assistant. So not being transferred to an actual human agent, even to make the rebooking, the chat assistant handled it. Just simply would not be possible without AI being the underpinning technology. And he also mentioned there that they've added 4 new languages and 1 new airline. And we saw Philip demonstrating at the start of this video, their AI agent, it can switch language immediately. So you just start talking to it in a different language. It responds in a different language. So absolutely amazing. Next, I want you to hear from Ivonne Engeman. She's another project manager working within Lufthansa's customer service team, and she's explaining the changes that they made to enhance their AI chatbot. Let's hear from, their AI agent. Let's hear from Ivonne.
We did a lot of features in the last year. Sometimes it's a small things that can really have a big impact. So we started to do a lot of UX improvements for our customers. That could start with even a wording on the starting page to do some expectation management. What can the bot do? What can the bot cannot do? We changed the visuals in the bot to make the most important information more clearer to the customers. But we also added a lot of more rebooking functionality because that's our major driver, our use case in the chat assistant. And we added payment. You can imagine adding payment to a bot has some hurdles because you need to have a lot of improvement when you're working with credit cards on this area. But we made it during the year, and now even if you want to rebook and it costs a little bit more, you can pay it in the same channel. You don't need to go to the website anymore. One of the big boosters for the chat assistant was implementing deep links. If you get this SMS or you're getting an email, we already know you, we know your booking code, why you need to add it again in the chat assistant. So we have a deep link transferring all the data, and the customer can directly start with their intent, what they want to do with their booking. So also we allowed that customers which are already logged in on the website, we know them. We know the name, greeting them with a name, and we know their upcoming flights. You don't need to enter your booking code anymore. We know what your next flight is. So that's really boosting the customer experience a lot. But we also take a look at the other side. We're also helping our ops guys, our operations a lot. So we stabilized the system, and we established that we have monitoring for all the parts in the chat assistant. Now we know if some touch point is not working anymore, if one part of the system is down, so the operations guys get all the red and green lights and can react on it very quickly. And as Nick mentioned, with Brussels, we also introduced more languages. So now we have French, Spanish, Dutch, and Italian. And we're using automation real-time translation to use this. So the customers can talk in their native language with a chat assistant.
Thank you there to Ivonne from Lufthansa. And look, the links to these videos, if you want to go watch the whole video, and I recommend that you do, the links are in the show notes, right? So go check that out. So really great that, again, that integration and that revenue generation, and that we already know who you are when you call in, or when you want to interact with any of our customer services channels. We already know who you are. You don't have to put your booking reference number in. We know all of that information. So yeah, really, really great. And I know that's super helpful for the airline when they go into these peak periods that are just unpredictable, like strikes, air traffic control strikes, things like that. And all of a sudden, the customer services inquiries volume just goes through the roof. So really interesting there. We'll keep track of these customers as we go through time, and maybe come back to them as well and see how they're doing. Look, final thing for me today, and I hope you've learned a bunch of stuff today already, and most importantly, you've actually heard from the real live customers. That's so important for any of us, especially those of you in sales roles who are listening to this. You have to listen to your customer. But finally, I wanted to end on a bit of a fun note. And O2, again, massive telecommunications provider, have launched at their AI granny. She's called Daisy, and let's hear from Daisy.
7 in 10 Brits have been targeted by scammers. And it's not just our grandparents. I was one of them. But this film isn't about getting scammed. This is about getting even. Meet my friend, Daisy.
Hello, scammers. I'm your worst nightmare. I'm an AI created by O2 to waste phone scammers' time. So, W's then a dot.
3 times W and then dot.
I think your profession is bothering people, right?
I'm just trying to have a little chat.
It's nearly been an hour! For the love of...
Gosh, how time flies. It's showing me a picture of my cat, Fluffy.
It's showing you the picture of your cat, Fluffy.
Stop calling me dear, you stupid...
Got it, dear. Because while they're busy talking to me, they can't be scamming you. And let's face it, dear, I've got all the time in the world.
So whilst you're out enjoying life, Daisy and O2 are here fighting scammers, taking calls and wasting hundreds and hundreds of hours of scammers' time. If you want to help Daisy and O2 ruin a scammer's day, you can report scam numbers to 7726. Because you can't do it all on your own, can you, Daisy?
Who says I am, love? Speak soon, scammers.
And lots of daisies appearing all over screens. And yeah, you can just message O2's number there, whatever it was, and Daisy will contact the scammer and just take their time, right? Absolutely brilliant. Look, so that's the end of today's episode. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you found these real-world AI kind of customer stories and data points valuable for your conversations with your customers. So look, hit the subscribe button. Please give me a like. Please drop a comment. If you want to see more of something, let me know, or less of something, let me know. But until the next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep helping your customers deliver value with AI.